Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about nested loops in C++. What does it mean by nested loop? Nested loop means if we want to write a loop inside loop. Yes, this is permitted in C++, a nested loop is permitted in C++. You can write a loop inside another loop. So this is valid for any kind of loop, whether this is while loop, do while loop or for loop. Nested loops are permitted. Now the question is, what is the meaning of a nested loop, or what is the requirement of nested loop? So first see the syntax. This is the syntax for nested for loop. This is a for loop, initialization, condition, increment, and then inside it you can write another loop. And then here are the statements for the inner loop, here are the statements for the outer loop. Similarly, this is the syntax for nested while loop. So while we check the condition, inside the while loop there is another while loop, we check the condition for this while loop, statement for the inner while loop and statements for the outer while loop. Why you can put as many statements as you want. Similarly, this is the structure for do while nested loop. So now the question is, why we need these nested loops. So for example, let's say we have our data like this. So for example, let's say I want to display 1 1 1, or let's say I want to display, for example, let's say I want to display 1 2 3 4 5, again 1 2 3 4 5, again 1 2 3 4 5, again 1 2 3 4 and 5. So it means I want to display display data in row wise also, increment in row wise also, and in row wise also, and in column wise also. So this is like this. If I want to display my data in row wise and column wise, so single loop is not sufficient. So single loop either can increase in this direction or it can increase in this direction. But if I want to represent my data, if I want to arrange my data in both the directions simultaneously, so that for this purpose we need nested loops. For example, let's say I have students, I have 5 students, number of student is 5 and number of subject is 3. So what happened? I have to enter 3 subject marks for 5 students. So students will be repeated, and simultaneously subjects are also repeating. So 5 students marks for 3 subjects. So this we can do with the help of 2 nested loops. So we'll check how this can be done, but first check what is the working of nested loops. So let's say I write here for int I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Similarly, here I write another loop for j is equal to 0, j less than 5, j plus plus. And inside this loop, I want to print something. Okay, let's say cout, I want to print x. And this is our end line. So now what happens, this is the end of first for loop, inner for loop, this is the end of outer for loop. So now what happens when compiler controls come here, compiler will check that what is the value of I, and let's say the value of I is 0. Yes, now compiler will check I is less than 5. Now control comes here. Again compiler will find another loop. So j is equal to 0. It will initialize j with 0. Then j is less than 5. Yes, j is less than 5. Now control comes here. It is going to print x and it will come to the next line here. Now again compiler will go to this loop, because now compiler's control is inside the inner loop. So until unless it will exit the inner loop, it will keep on repeating this inner loop. Now j plus plus, so j becomes 1. Yes, 1 is less than 5. Again it is going to print x. Again here j plus plus, j is 3, again it is going to print x, then j is 4, again it is going to print x. Now as soon as j becomes 5, this condition is false. Compiler exit this inner loop, and again it is going to, now it is going to check for the outer loop I plus plus. Now I becomes 1, again I is less than 5, again it is going to print x 4 times, exit the loop then. So this is how nested for loops or nested loops work. So let's say I want to print, just a minute. Let's say I want to print something like this, 1 1 1 1 1, then 1 1 1 1 1, 5 times 5 ones in a row. It means 5 row and 5 columns for 1. I want to print it like this. So what we will do, we will write a for loop here for int I is equal to 0, I less than 5, or you can start it from 1 and you can go I less than equal to 5, because 5 times we have to print. So normally the first loop is known for row value and second loop is known for column value, increment of I. Then again for this loop is known for column. J is int j is equal to 1, j less than equal to 5, j plus plus. Now what we will do, we have to print 1, so let's print 1 only. Now what happened, if I put this end line here, so it will go next line. After printing 1, it will go next line. After every 1, it will go to the next line. But what we want to print 5 ones together, then it should come to the next line. So we should not put this, sorry. So we should not put this end line here. Instead of putting this end line here, we can put end line after this loop. Cout next line or end line. Now what happened? I is 1, yes. I is less than 5, yes. I is 1, I is less than 5. Now come here, j is equal to 1, yes, j is less than 5, it is going to print 1. Now it is inside the loop. Again j plus plus, j is 2 less than 5, so it will print 1. J is 3 less than 5, 1, 4 and 5, and then it will go exit this loop, come to the next line, and then again it is going to print 5 1. So this is how nested loops work. Now let's check it on Visual Studio. Let's write the same program on Visual Studio. Let's write the same program on Visual Studio. So let's say for int I is equal to 1, I less than equal to 5, I plus plus. Again I will start my second loop for int j is equal to 1, j less than equal to 5, j plus plus. And then I would like to print 1. So cout 1. Let's check what happen if we put end line here. Okay. So now let's see the output. See, this is the output. One is every time one is going to the next line, and it is going to print 5 into 5, 125 times, but everyone will go into next line. But what we want, after 5 1, it should come to the next line. So what we have to do, we should not put this end line here, this end line will be here. Cout end line. So now let's check the output. See, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 5 times, 5 ones 5 times. So this is how we write inner loop. So how it is working, how we are getting this type of output? Let's say I is equal to 1, I less than 5, yes. Then inside this for loop for j is equal to 1, j less than 5, yes. Now it will print 1. Now it will print 1. Again comes here j plus plus 2, again 1, again comes here 3, again 1, again comes here 4, again 1, 5, again 1. Now as soon as j becomes 6, it will exit this loop, come here, go to the next line, and then again start for j I is equal I plus plus, and then start 2 for I is equal to 2, I less than 5. Again the same loop executes. So inner loop will execute 5 times. That's why it is printing 5 times 1, and outer loop will execute 1 time. That's why it is printing 5 rows. So this is how this is how nested loops work. So now let's say I want to print, let's say I want my output should be like this. For example, let's say 1 1 1, then 1 1 1, then 1 1 1 1, then 1 1 1 1 1, 5 times. What I am doing? First time number of row and number of column are same, 1 row 1 column. Second time when we come to the second row, then column becomes 2. When we come to the third row, then column becomes 3. When we come to the fourth row, column also becomes 4. When we come to the fifth row, column becomes 5. So every time number of row and number of column are same. So what is number of row here? First loop is normally for rows. So number of row represents I, and second loop is normally for columns. So number of column represents j. So now what we have to do, at every step we have to put number of row and number of column equal, and this rows are for I, so I will be I, and every time these columns are for j. So every step we should check I is equal to, I should be less than equal to j. So let's check it here. Just a minute, let's check it here. If I put here I is less than equal to, sorry, j is less than equal to I, and then we have to put 1. Now what happens when we put I is equal to 1? When we put I is equal to 1, yes, compiler will come here, I is equal to 1, assign, initialize I is with 1. Now I should be less than 5, yes, I is less than 5. Now control comes for the second loop, j is equal to 1, so now I is 1, j is 1. Then j is less than equal to I, yes, j is less than equal to I, because I is 1, and then it will print 1. Now control comes here, j becomes 2, I is still 1, j becomes 2, but I is 1. So this is not possible. Now condition is false, exit this loop, come to the next line. Now again I becomes 2. When I becomes 2, 2 is less than 5, j will, when compiler controls come here, j initialize this loop again, j again becomes 1, less than I, print 1. When j becomes 2, yes, less than equal to I, because I is 2 now, 1 1. Similarly for 3 4 and 5. So now output will be 1 1 1 1 1 1, like this. Let's check this. Let's check the output. One, 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 and 5 times 1. So this is our output. Now we can do several variation in this output. For example, instead of 1 1 1, if we want to print, instead of 1 1 1, if we want to print 1, so example, instead of this 1 1 1, we want our output in such a way. Let's say 1, let's say 1, then we want in the next line 1 2 then in the next line we want 1 2 3, then in the next line we want 1 2 3 4, then in the next line we want 1 2 3 4 5. So what should I do to find this type of output? What should I write to get this type of output? See, instead of printing 1, what should I print? Every time which value is changing? In a like row wise which value is changing? J. So instead of printing 1, I should print J. Now let's run it and check it. Let's check the output. 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. So loop will run exactly the same way. Now let's say for example what I want 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 and then 5 5 5 5. Now which value remains same for every row? Row is for I. So which value remains same for every row? That is I. Once I is 1, until unless the inner loop will exit, I will be 1. Once I is 2, until unless this inner loop will be exited, I will be 2. So instead of J, we should print I. See, what is the output? 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 5 5 5 5. So it depends upon us what we want to print. Now let's say I want to print 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 0 sorry 1 0 1 0 1. So how we should print it? So it means it's changing after every alternate value. So for the value of J, if it is divisible by 2, if it is an even number, odd number, it is 1. If it is an even number, it is 0. So instead of writing here I, what we can write? We can write J modulus 2. So this is 1 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1. Now let's say we want to print. We don't want to print this. What we want to print? Let's say we want to print 1 0 0 1 1 1. Sorry, we want to print 1 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 1. So then instead of putting here J, we can put I. Instead of checking for J, we can put for I, because I remains same for the whole row. So once I is 2, it will be 2 for until unless this inner loop will be exited. So let's check it now. One 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 0 1 1 1. So this is how nested for loops work. So this is how. Next is what we can do with for loop. Let's say for example we want to reverse it. We want to run it in reverse direction. For example, I want like this: 5 5 5 5, then 4 4 4 4, then 3 3 3, then 2 2, and then 1. So it means now we have to take the maximum value for I, and then we have to decrement the value of I. Like for example, I should write here I is equal to 5, I less than equal to 1, up from 5 to 1 I plus plus. What we want here? We want to print the value of I every time. And how many times we want to print this I? First time it should be 5 times. Next time it should be 4 times. Then it should be 3 times. Then it should be 2 times. Then it should be 1 time. So from J to less than equal to I, it will be 5 times. when I becomes 4, it will be 4 times. So now how to check the output of this loop? Let's say, how to check the output for this loop? Let's say I is equal to 5. Let's say I is equal to 5. Yes, I is less than equal to 0, and here I should put, instead of minus minus, plus plus, I should put minus minus. So instead of this plus plus, I should put I minus minus. So let's say I minus minus. Okay, so now for j is equal to 1, yes, j is equal to 1, j is less than I, yes, because I is 5, j is 1, so j is less than I, it will print I, that is 5. Now control go here, j plus plus, j becomes 2, less than I, again it will print 5 until unless j becomes 5. It is keep on printing 5. As soon as j becomes 6, it will exit the loop, come here, and now I become I minus minus, I becomes 4. Now the inner loop will run less than equal to 4 times. So it will run 4 times, then 3 times, then 2 times, then 1 time. So this is how we can print a decreasing loop also and increasing loop also with the help of nested loops. So this is how we have discussed nested loops till now. Now let's take a practical example. Now let's take a real life example. Let's say I have 5 students. Number of students is 5 and number of subject is 3. I want to print 5 students marks in 3 subjects. So let's say first loop is for student, for int I is equal to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus, and inner loop is for subject. Subjects are 3, for int j is equal to 1, 1, j less than 3, j plus plus. Now what we do? We will print the marks of one student, Cout student I, subject 1, marks, and end line. So whatever is the value of marks, subject 1, then again for subject 2. So you can here write, you can write here subject j. So for subject 1, then subject 2, then subject 3. Then again when it will increment, it will be incremented for student number 2. So similarly you can write nested while loops also. Similarly you can write nested do while loop also. So let's convert this program for nested while loop. Okay, so let's check it and let's convert it for nested while loop. So the same thing we want to write, or let's make it easier first. Let's say 1 1 1 in the main direction. So let's say int, we have to declare variable here, I is equal to 1, j is equal to 1. Then while I is less than equal to 5, come to the inner loop, again while j is less than equal to 5. What should we do? Cout j and then Cout end line, and inside here we will give increment for I and here we will give increment for j. So this is nested while loop. So let's check this while loop. Let's run and check the output. We should initialize j here. Increment we can do anywhere, but we should initialize, because what happen if when we are incrementing it here and it is going around the loop only. So one time now at first time when loop executed, j has become 5. So it will never enter to this loop. Compiler's control will never enter. So instead of initializing j here, we should initialize j here. J is equal to 1, and we should remove it from here. Now let's run it. See, 1 2 3 4 5, and if you want 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5, then here you should write j should be less than equal to I. So this is how inner loops work. I have given you example for nested for loops and nested while loops. Thank you. How nested loops work, you can put same thing for another loop also. So this is the working of nested loops. How nested loops work, if we have to work in both the direction, in row wise also and column wise also, then we choose nested loops. Thank you.